Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's bird video. We're going to have a look at the weather for next week, 10 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 11th of November, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles, because very much around a couple of weeks we'll have a look at the CFSB2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and I shall get on back for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video release today was our 6 AM upload, and if that wasn't enough, we've also released the extended European outlook for the next 6 weeks. We've got Terry Scoll's November forecast coming up for you this evening in a couple of hours time, so check out all of today's videos, and please like, share, subscribe on those videos, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. I'd like to say thank you so much to my good friend Shiram Palmer, for giving a donation to GavsWeatherVids through GavsWeatherVids PayPal.me page. Thank you so much, Shiram, for doing that. Shiram is a PayPal donator, channel member, patron, supports GavsWeatherVids in so many different ways. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to Shiram. If you would like to give a donation to GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal page. You can find the link in the description with the videos, and you can donate whatever you want, from your PayPal account. You will get a shout out in the videos if you want one, and we just thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, and thank you so much to Shiram. Incredible and amazing. Thank you so much, my friend. Right, okay, let's have a look then. So we can start off in the tropical Atlantic. 2 areas of interest. We've got a red X that has suddenly appeared up here. That wasn't there yesterday, but it is there now. 90% chance of cyclone formation from that in the next 2 and 5 days. So it looks like that's going to become some sort of tropical or subtropical system later on today. And then we've also got Tropical Storm Lisa down here. Lisa is giving maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 1,004 millibars. And Lisa is moving westwards at 14 miles per hour. Clicking on Lisa and going there, we can see this is going to become a very short-lived Category 1 hurricane. So current position is just there. By the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday, up to Category 1 hurricane status just off the coast of South America, and then moving into Belize and Guatemala, so on, as a tropical storm, and then going post-tropical in southern Mexico. By the time we get through to around Friday, so quite a significant impact there through southern parts of America. Wow, wow, wow. Right, central in temperature has updated for October, so we've come out at 12.8. We've finished up at 12.8, which is 2.3 degrees above average, a significantly warmer than average month again, just to add to the collection. So just to recap, we had January, which wasn't that excessive, at 4.7. Which was only 0.8 of a degree above average. But February came out 6.9, which was over 3 degrees above average. March came out 8 degrees, 8.0, which is like 2.3 degrees above average. We had April at 9.2, pretty warm. May at 13.1, very warm month. June at 14.9, that's a little bit closer to average. July, really hot, 18.2. August, very hot. Hottest since 1997, nearly 3 degrees above average. September, again, a little bit closer to average at 14.4, still a bit above though. And then October, again, we're like 2 degrees above average at 12.8. And I can tell you that's the warmest October that we've had for 16 years. This is a CT page that the UK met. This is the historic page going all the way back to 1659. So let's see if they've placed this month. There it is, 12.8 been placed in the list just there for October 2022. Going up the column, we can see the last time we was as warm or warmer than that was actually in 2006, which came out at 12.9, so that is like 16 years ago, our warmest October for 16 years. We did have a very warm October last year as well, at 12 degrees back in 2021. And we had 2013 also at 12.4. Very warm. 2014 at 12.3. So how about some quite warm Octobers recently? That also had cooler Octobers as well. So we had a particularly cool October in 2019 at 9.8, and they had a couple in the 10s, 2015, 2016, I think, in the 10s. October 2017 was quite warm as well, at 12.2. Then a little bit lower, 10.5 for 2018, 10.4 2020. So it's been, a bit up and down, but definitely, this is the warmest that we've had for like 16 years. Not quite making it into the 13s. The last time we had a 13 Celsius CT October was in 2005. And that came out at 13.0, 13 degrees there. And then, of course, the warmest October on record is 2001 at 13.2. And then the only other time we've been in the 13s for the CT in October was quite a long time ago, back in 1969 at 13.1, and that held the record for a long time, but they were just beaten by 2001. Anyway, very, very warm October to add to the collection of warm months this year. We wait to see where November's going to go, and we'll have news about that with Terry Scott as a month-ahead forecast for you later on today. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. On at Wolverhampton today, so red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Wolverhampton. Got a little bit below average now. It's going to be a slightly cooler opening week to November. But as we push on into the second week of the month and up to mid-month, we see that the upper air temperatures are getting warmer again, going above average through to around the middle of November, before possibly into the second half of the month beginning to cool down a bit, although that is, of course, a very long way up. Precipitation-wise, going to be regular precipitation spikes from start to finish as well. Plenty of rainfall to come, so unsettled and starting cooler but becoming milder is the story really from the ensembles in the next couple of weeks. Temperature anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of November, a little bit above average. So despite the upper air temperatures being a bit below average, or near normal to a bit below average, actually it's going to be a slightly milder than average week to come. And that's because at this time of the year, even if the upper air temperatures are average to a little bit below, still be generally mild, especially so at night. You're not going to get the cold, frosty nights that you need to get below average temperature anomalies. So that's the reason, I think. So temperature anomalies a little bit above average in the week ahead. Precipitation anomalies average to wetter than average, especially so for more southern and western areas. The latest wind map from earthnullschool.net shows that low pressure is well and truly in control of the weather. Now in off the Atlantic, quite a strong westerly wind feeding in as well. So we're in proper old westerly there today. Right, look, this is some chart data. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Friday. Low pressure to our east. A little bit of a ridge building in off the Atlantic, actually. Will bring a drier day from Friday and into Friday night. But then low pressure comes back in through Saturday. That will bring further outbreaks of rain. And as we move up towards this time next week, it gets us to midnight next Tuesday. We're firmly unsettled. Low pressure to the south of Iceland. We're bringing in wet and windy weather across the entire country. Icon looks like that. Again, a little bit of a ridge building in at the end of the week, giving us a slightly drier but relatively cool interlude at the end of the week. And then low pressure is very quickly back in as we get into the weekend. And that low pressure then is with us, dominating the weather right the way through the early part of next week. That's as far as we get to Icon to midday next Tuesday. Looking very unsettled. Low pressure is well and truly in control. GFS midnight run once more has that little transient ridge building at the end of the week. It is very quickly pushed aside though by low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, bringing plenty of wet and windy weather. The wind stays from the southwest, as we see from the isobars here, so it remains mild, but it will be quite wet and windy right the way up to around day 10. Then higher pressure starts to build up from the south. That's a mild ridge, So that starts to turn us a bit drier, maybe with some mist and fog patches, before that gets broken down and low pressure is back in again as we're heading towards the middle part of the month, all looking very westerly. But GFS 6Z, again, showing that ridge of high pressure at the end of the week very quickly being pushed aside by low pressure coming in over the weekend, bringing plenty of wet and windy weather. The wind stays from the west-southwest, so it will be mild, but there will be further bouts of rain. Now, at day 10, the 6Z GFS starting to try and build some higher pressure over Scandinavia, and actually in the external range, this GFS run, it might be off on a tangent, but this GFS run goes into a little bit of a battle with low pressure in the Atlantic fighting against high pressure over Scandinavia. And for a while, it looks like that high pressure gets very close to winning the battle. This is the 14th of November, where we're almost getting the wind into the east. There is some quite cold air sitting just to our east as well. Even closer to the high pressure of Scandinavia, winning a battle there on the 15th of November. And we actually start to bring some of that cold air onto the east coast with a -5 isotherm. But then low pressure deepens in the Atlantic and comes sweeping back in and returns us to milder conditions and also very wet and windy weather too. Now, it's only one GFS run. It is trying to range of heights over Scandinavia. We know about a lot of the longer range model output. We did a live stream last night going through a lot of those long range models from the European model agencies, anyway, or weather forecast agencies like Meteo France, UK Met, obviously, ECM, WF, etc., DWD, and so on. And we know that a lot of those seasonal models in October were forecasting, high pressure towards Scandinavia a lot of the time through this winter. So it's interesting that the GFS 6 is showing that, but it is only one GFS run. It is very different to the midnight run as well, so it could well be that the GFS 6 just went off on a tangent, and even then, the Scandinavian high does not win the battle up to the end of that GFS 6Z run. In any case, right, on to GEM. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. And why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. We need to put on around 60 subscribers to get ourselves to 14.7k. So please give us a sub. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing this. GM, with a ridge of high pressure moving in from off the Atlantic at the end of the week. Quickly pushed aside by this area of low pressure, returning us to wet and unsettled weather over the weekend. Into the early part of next week stays unsettled, but at least it will be mild, with winds coming up from a southwesterly direction. By day 10, high pressure is beginning to build from the south, turning particularly England and Wales mostly dry. It's a very mild scenario. Winds are pushing up from the Canary Islands again, down here somewhere, but it would be turning drier, maybe with a few mist and fog patches in the south. And then the ECM at WF once more rounding it all up with this little transient ridge building at the end of the week. That quickly gets pushed aside over the weekend and into next week as low pressure is in off the Atlantic, particularly to the north and west, bringing plenty of rain there. The south and east always dry closer to this ridge of high pressure, and you'll notice we're back into those southerly southwesters again. We just can't get rid of them, can we? So back to the south goes wind, and of course that would be very mild again. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. Plenty of rain coming and going over the next few days. A little bit drier by Friday under that transient ridge, but not for long. More wet weather back in over the weekend. And into next week, a lot of the rain tending to be more towards the north and west. We've not all that much getting into the far south and southeast. These are the ups on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 11th of November, 21 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our east and south, low pressure to our west and north. Should remain dry and will be very mild. Winds coming up from a southerly southwesterly direction. 17 members of the ECM ensembles including control and the operational run with even stronger high pressure to our east. Low pressure is out to west. Again, that's going to be mostly dry and potentially very mild with winds coming in from the south. And then 13 more unsettled has the low pressure in the Atlantic as the driving factor. Still mild, winds coming up from the south-southwest, but obviously that's a wetter solution with low pressure closer to us. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 16th of November. 29 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure centering over Scandinavia. And winds will be going into the southeast or possibly even the east there. And of course, that would be a colder scenario potentially. And they've got 22 with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and winds are coming in from a mild west or southwesterly direction. So we could find ourselves going colder in a Scandinavian high by mid-November. Watch this space. Finally, CFSV2, and for some unbeknown reason, I can't show you the weeks 1 and 2 500 millibar height anomalies. But I can show you weeks 3 and 4. So, rather strange. I don't know what happened to weeks 1 and 2. When I clicked the link at the CFS website, it said I can't access those that page, you know. I don't know. But anyway, we've got weeks 3 and 4. So week 3 will be the 15th to the 21st of November, with high pressure blocking to our northeast, low pressure out to the west. Winds are probably coming in from a southeasterly direction with that, which could be quite chilly, actually, if the air's coming in off the continent. And then week 4 is going to be the 22nd, 28th of November. High pressure, northern blocking, actually, around Greenland, Svalbard, that sort of area. The ridges extending down western side of Europe as well. We are very close to pulling in some really cold air from the east, so it's just not quite right. What we got to do, if we want to turn it properly cold with this blocking area of high pressure, is to lower the heights through here. So it continues to be a scenario, but the heights are refusing to lower over the continent. We want to run this trough of low pressure in with the jet stream in that sort of direction. If we did that, then the blocking would allow colder air to come in from the north and from the northeast. It's not that far away, but it's not quite right. Nevertheless, on that ridge, probably quite cool. And frost and fog, maybe the gruesome twosome will make an appearance later on in the month. We shall see. Time will tell. Right, that's it then. We're done for today's 10 to 14 days. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We aren't done for the content. Got one more video to bring you, which will be Terry Scully's November forecast. That will be coming up around 7ish. And tomorrow we have a 6 a.m. upload. The USA forecast will be live streaming our 10 to 14 day at 6 p.m. And then straight after that, we begin the Christmas countdown. Yes, the first Christmas update will be released at 7 p.m. You know, just after the live stream, around 7 p.m. Just after the live stream, will be update number 1 for the Christmas countdown. You enjoy the rest of your Wednesday afternoon. Don't forget to check out Terry's November forecast a little bit later on. And for this video, though, that's all for now. And thanks so much.